Hey everybody, welcome. Welcome. You're at the Vancouver AI Community Meetup number 22. You are the Vancouver AI community. Welcome everybody. It's really nice to see everyone and to see so many new friendly faces. If it's your first time at one of these meetups tonight, would you raise your hand, please? I'm gonna say that's like 40%. If you're not the first time, if you've been here lots, raise your hand. More people have come back than are new, but it's like 40, 60. If you're a BCAI member, raise your hand. Holy shit. This thing didn't even exist a couple months ago. Congratulations, thank you guys. We'll talk more about that later, but that's fucking awesome. Okay, you guys know how we like to get started here. We start in ceremony. And so I've invited my buddy, Johnny Williams, who you know, to come back here. Since you've seen him last, things have changed a little bit. He has been voted in as a Squamish Nation counselor. Congratulations, Johnny, man. We're really proud of you, bro. And he brought with him his cousin, Anthony Joseph. Anthony and I know each other from the tribal journeys you've heard me talk about. It's where Johnny and I know each other from. And without much further ado, I'm just going to welcome you guys to come up here and just kind of say whatever you want. Thank you.
Richard, Hosquile, Tanoia, Isalea, Gwen Quashaman, Anthony Joseph, Gwen Sna, Tanachin Fa, Stop Meswell Homeros, Cohort Mashos, Chen Quen Mentomiop to Styoff, CA, to Welktis, to So, to Onha Satesop, Quachnuk to Onha Hotten, Holton to Onha Satesop, Onkach Stormo Teat Seats. So I just wanted to raise my hands and thanks to everyone for being here today. What I just shared with you is hello. I just wanted to share with you guys. It's a good way to ice break. What I said to you was my name is Anthony Joseph, but my ancestral name is Isalea. I share that with my younger brother Russell and my cousin Nigel from the name of family in Nanaimo. I was blessed to grow up in Squamish, and yeah, what I shared with you guys is I raised my hands to nephew and dear friend Chris for inviting me. I know this is probably the fourth time I think Chris has asked me, and I was always busy. But like he shared earlier, I'm on council now, so it frees up the schedule a little. And we love to share who we are and where we come from. So I thanked him in a Squamish ways language, and I think raise my hands to each and every one of you guys for being here today. Time is our greatest asset, and that's the one thing you can't get back, no matter where you spend it. Just thankful for that, and for you to have that open heart, open mind to accept us, but also to be open to what we have to share today. Yeah, so it's an honor to come here and do the good work. Did you want to say anything?
Sure. Halt Squall. Johnny Queen Sna, Tanachin Tla Yaquapsum, Scohot Mashol, Autumn Nasa Squalman, Chunkuman Tomiap with Chopper to TT Seats. Hello, my name is Jonathan Williams. If you haven't seen me before,
your Squamish is getting good.
As Anthony said, I am now a Squamish Nation counselor as well. We recently got voted in last month. Anthony's actually been one of my mentors since I was a little kid. I first met him when I was like 8 or 9 and have been learning from him ever since. He's also a Yonite in the dance group that we both practice in, where I've learned from, Wealth Tamakakosum, known as culture bringing people together. He's a Yonite, which is known as a lead singer. And he's also a speaker within our community who's asked to be a person who stands in front of the people and speaks for the family who's doing the work. So today, since we have the opportunity for Anthony to be here, I was going to let Anthony lead the show, and I'm the sidekick today.
All right. Anna Seitsam Stayas Anhath to Squamish Nation. I just thanked him for the good work, sharing in the language as well. Just wanted to share that usually when we do a lot of these songs, it's there's a meaning behind each of these songs. So the song that we're going to sing to you guys today is a song that's also a blessing, but also medicine, the Tum Tum Slalom. It's a snowbird song. And the Tum Tum Slalom is a song that comes from Sisolia, Donna Billy. So raise our hands to Donna for allowing us to share this song, because it's such a powerful song of medicine, but also a song of blessing. So hopefully, and we use this a lot when we do openings as well. So it's to bless you guys in your night, your journey. A lot of times when we do traditional work, we call upon witnesses. So you become the human recorder. You record everything here, and you go home and you share it. So I know we're not doing that tonight, but I challenge you to go home, take what you learn, also what you loved, and share that with your family and friends. Just wanted to put that out there. So yeah. So without further ado, Ancho Nos John it. Whoa, whoa, hey, whoa, hey, whoa, hey, whoa, hey, whoa, hey. Whoa, whoa, hey, whoa, hey, whoa, hey, whoa, hey, whoa, hey. Whoa, whoa, hey, whoa, hey, whoa, hey, whoa, hey, whoa, hey. Whoa, whoa, hey, whoa, hey, whoa, hey, whoa, hey, whoa, Deutsche. So great check, everyone. Thank you guys for your open heart, open mind. Just wanted to also thanks Dial for reminding me to welcome you guys to the territory that we know as now. It's an honor and a privilege. It's thanking once again to our dear friend Chris for allowing us to share who we are, where we come from with you guys today, and also to bless you guys. Hopefully those blessings carry on even past today. Great joking.
How about the lungs on this Anthony Joseph guy right here? Wow. Before this was the Space Center, before this was Kitsilano, before this was Vancouver, this was Squamish land. And these folks, parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, ancestors lived here for a long time. And they're not gone. They're still here. They're alive and they're thriving in modern life. They're building those buildings across the street. And I encourage you to learn about it. Sanakwa with the W at the end, look it up. There's a lot of interesting stuff in the news. Thanks, guys, for connecting us with the land, for setting us off on the right foot. I really appreciate you both being here. Yeah. So many emails, so many notifications, so many phone calls. Hey, Jason, it's really good to see you, bro. Long time, 20 years, man. Wow. Go into making this thing up. Like, it's crazy how many volunteers, how many people, how many buttons get pushed to make this happen. And it's stressful. And when Anthony and when Johnny comes up every month and starts singing, I know everything that happens next is gonna be okay. We're here, we made it. We're in the right place. Whoever showed up are the right people who should show up. Whatever happens tonight is the right stuff that's gonna happen. Thanks, guys, for building a little container that we can do this stuff in. I really, really appreciate it. Okay. Rival folks, would you guys like to do the comments, the kind of like presentation part before the award winners or after? We can do it now if you want. Okay, so a lot of you guys know we've been running a hackathon with Rival for 4 rounds over 8 months, and we're wrapping it up tonight. So we're wrapping up round 4. We're giving out 2,500 tonight to the winner of the AI Storytelling Hackathon. Come on up. These guys are executives in one of the most interesting companies in Vancouver. Their CEO came to me in January and was like, we love what's going on here. We want to be a part of it. Let's go on this AI data storytelling journey together. So we have haphazardly thrown together a hackathon for the first time, and now we're at the end. We've given away 7,500. We have 3 winners. We're gonna give the 4th one away tonight, but pretty crazy, man. Say we're gonna do something, do it, stand here at the end. I'm really happy that you're here and participating in this. Grateful for everything you brought to this, both. Nice hat. James Hursthouse, what's the score?
4-1. 5-1.
There's a Jays game going on in the World Series. They opened the first inning by back-to-back solo homers. Anyway. It's not going to be sports all night tonight, but James is going to give us updates whenever I ask for them. Next. Oh, all right. All yours, guys. There's a nice picture of Julia.
Thanks.
Up, but I couldn't find a nice one.
Okay. Hello, everybody. And there's a whole bunch of new folks in the room today. So hi, I'm Dale. This is Julia. She's our VP of Customer Experience. I lead the Design and Innovation program at Rival. Rival is the corporate sponsor for the hackathon we've been doing for the last 6 months. And so I'd just like to thank everybody for being here today. This is such a great event. Thanks for being here to celebrate our 4th round winners. And this is the end of the hackathon for us. 6 months ago, we kicked this thing off with an idea, which was, can we take a data set, something you would typically see in an Excel file or a dashboard, and can we make it feel more alive? Can we make it feel more human? Can we bring some creativity to the storytelling side of the market research space? And, you know, we're about to celebrate round 4, and I can say after about 6 months of doing this, the answer to that question is yes. It's been a fantastic ride. It's been really, really inspiring to be a part of this community and to see the creativity that's coming out of it. And I took a little bit of time today to think about the 4 rounds we've been through. The first one we started off with a question, is a hot dog a sandwich, which was a really interesting way to kick this off. And through hot dogs and tacos, we kind of reconnect. Is a cereal soup, yeah. we connected with curiosity, which sets the stage for some really great creative outcomes. And then in round 2, we really mixed things up and we explored something that had a bit more tension in it, which was our national identity. We asked some heavy questions. It really forced us to roll up our sleeves and dig in. And it was a really nice juxtaposition of 2 different kinds of data. And then in round 3, we investigated how AI was impacting us here in BC. And then finally, in this 4th round, we've connected with this idea of music, something that's universal, something that connects emotion with data. And at every step of the way, we've sort of built on top of some really great creative outcomes. And it's been a real wonderful journey. I'm super, super proud. And I would say that, reflecting on the biggest thing that's come out of this, the work obviously, but also the community has come together around the work has been the really big win. We've seen artists connect with scientists. We've seen storytellers connect with filmmakers. We've seen musicians connect with engineers. We've seen what happens when creative technologists connect around a creative idea and not just about competition, but collaboration. And so we've learned a lot, and it's been a wonderful ride. To our friends at Van AI, thank you for being such thoughtful partners. Really appreciate you. We're excited to announce round 4 winners here. And I've been talking to Chris about the opportunity to maybe do this again next year. But we really appreciate it, Chris. Thanks for everything. And thanks for being a part of this. Julie, you want to say anything?
Sure, yeah. As somebody who, I look at kind of traditional data storytelling every day in my job. It was very cool to see some of the creative ideas. And I just want to thank everybody who submitted throughout all 4 rounds. Thank you so much. I know a lot of time and effort was put into your project, so we really appreciate that. It was really nice to see the creativity. And to quote one of the previous winners, I think he said, I want to get this right, are you ready to stop reading about the data and start experiencing it? I really like that. That stuck with me. So thank you to Seb for that. But again, thanks so much to everybody for participating. We really appreciate it. And it's been a really cool way to connect with this community and, see some new ways of visualizing data.
Well, thank you both for being here. And I'm excited now to walk you guys through a couple of the projects. Please come up at the appropriate times for photos and all the rest. And Brat, where are you at? Okay, you come up for photos too, please, sir. Is there any other rival folks that need to be called by name? Okay, make sure you all come up. So without further ado, I'm gonna show you 3 or 4, possibly, projects that are the top projects from this round of the submissions. And the first one I'll show you was my personal favorite, though an outlier. It didn't meet all of the criteria, but it's still awesome, and I think you'll know why. So hit it, Pixel Wizard.
I remember it like it was just last month. I sat down to get ready for that evening's Dying Remains concert, full of joy, anticipation, and excitement. The hum of the amps, the pounding of the drums, all of it would soon be upon us. Who could help but reminisce about so many happy live music events of the past? The Black Dahlia murder, Rotting Christ, bathtub shitter immediately came to mind. The lights, the beer, the blood. When all of a sudden, something broke the perfect serenity. It was a message notification. Ooh, it was Van AI. The data set was just released for the latest hackathon. Oh, goody. I wonder what it's going to be this time. Let's have a look. Music survey. But the algorithm. I thought in the age of Spotify, music surveys were a long-forgotten thing of the past. Cosine similarity, backpropagation, Euclidean distance. Indeed, who were these people? The brave ones who took the time to share their thoughts, views, and opinions on this domain. Okay, here's an interesting cat, right? Go with me for a minute. It's our survey's oldest respondent. Congratulations, 92 years old. Toronto, Ontario, graduate degree. To the question, theme song of your life, he responds, a Tom and Lehrer parody. They're hilarious.
All the world seems in tune on a spring afternoon when we're bison pigeons in the park.
Okay, maybe let's try something else. How about the youngest to make it this far in the quiz? 18. Perfect. Your theme song. Oh, Working for the Weekend. Oh, by Max, featuring Baby No Money. Because I'm in school and working and tired all the time. Damn. All right then. What about the ones who claim to have the highest salaries? What's our bracket here anyway? Oh yeah, above 500 grand a year. That's perfect. We got diamonds on the inside. You just might that kind of dough. I will survive. I don't doubt you will. Yeah, a couple of turds here. Who are these people? Wait a second. I don't really listen to music? Buddy, you took a music survey. Okay, let's try. How about the one who comes from the crappiest hometown? There you are. Oh, I see you. Who's got the best taste in music around here? Is it you? Oh, wait. There you are. What were they hoping to get by sharing their responses? Were the exercise immortalize them somehow? Were they crying out to be seen? Did they think of themselves as tastemakers, having the power to influence future generations of music consumers with their nuanced views? Was it as simple as, like, someone paid them $50? AI will change so much about how we work, our leisure activities, our lives, how everything's monetized. What will happen to music? Tell you this much for sure. More bathtub shitters and bird murderers.
Scott Larson, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, Matthew, number 2, the second one down. Scott, you got 30 seconds. Come on up, sir. When I made the announcement on the group chat today about people wearing their Halloween costumes, I was going to ask you to bring your face paint and to do me.
Oh, perfect. Excellent. Well, to me, a sampling size of 1,000 respondents to a music survey, I thought was just like a really boutique thing in a business that's become so, big data driven. And so music's a way that I wasted a huge part of my youth. And so it's really easy for me to look through 1,000 responses and see who the cool people are, or just see something like the Tom Lehrer. I never heard of this guy, and now he's killing pigeons. So it was really fun. I appreciate all of the organizers of the hackathon, because music was a really cool data set for me to check out. And I thought, if you're going to look for outliers, who's a bigger outlier than the person who paints their face to go to a metal show, right?
Congratulations, man. The whole challenge was to take it and reinterpret it, to do new stuff with it, man. And so just the way that you told the stories around it, like, it meant a lot to me. I loved it. Thank you very much. And so for the winner's circle, the kind of honorable mentions, we get to go for a fancy dinner. So the first time Andrew took us to the nicest restaurant in Vancouver, I think it's called Boulevard or something. It was definitely, he had a sommelier just following him around the whole time. And we all had like 4 glasses of beautiful wines. And the second time he took out his boat and took us over to Bowen Island for pizza. It was awesome. So we'll invite you to dinner. Thanks for participating, man.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yes. All right, the next one that's up, I am excited to share. So this guy I've known since he was a teenager. He was a rock star up in Prince George, and he's now, come down, studied UI UX, and is a grown man in this city. And he took my AI class like a year and a half ago, and I realized then that he was like the Rick Rubin of our community when it comes to creativity. He's got you'll see here in a second. So the next presentation, I'm just gonna roll it. Darby Ewell.
Hi, my name is Darby Ewell, and this is my submission to Hackathon number 4, Signals, the Future of Sound. In this submission, I want to understand how audiences discover, experience, and share music, and how that's going to shift attitudes within culture in the next 5 years. We're going to use the future method to predict with accuracy how music is going to look like in 2030. The method that we used was we took a mixed format of multiple choice and open text questions with an audience of Gen Z to late millennials, and we designed for cultural foresight and creative futures mapping. Some of the themes that we observed across all the responses was that music equals identity and emotion. Connection is more important than consumption. Nostalgia and authenticity still play a large role in music, and community discovery is getting smaller with ecosystems more of taste. Basically, the interpretation was music remains a social compass, not just a product. Emotional honesty and community validation guide discovery. So what we can take from this, from a futures perspective, is that fans want emotional truth over technical perfection. They want hybrid human and AI genres with soulful textures and algorithmic precision. And visual identity and storytelling will outweigh genre and fan loyalty. Playlist culture evolves into mood-based microtribes. And lastly, artists that blend authenticity, tech, and vulnerability will dominate. Some examples of these would be Grimes, Fred Again, Ethel Kane, Underscores, and another group called Yule, which isn't me. Now for this futures exercise, I'm actually gonna hand you over to one of my very good friends, Dr. Virix.
Greetings, I'm Dr. Virix, a cultural historian from 2225. Today I'm decoding the sounds of 2030. Exhibit 1, hybrid local pop. Euphoria with a bruise. Breath-thin vocals over an amapiano heartbeat. Soft pads fog the edges. Hand drums throb. Guitars spark like neon in rain. Built for travel reels and lifestyle gloss, yet it aches for a summer that never arrives.
Hearts in sync, we wander. Under one sun, we're closer. Feel the world spin under us. Every step's a new horizon. Together in euphoric love. Chasing dreams, forever rising.
Exhibit 2, Edit Core, Velocity Worship, bright, tight doubles slicing air at 100 BPM, claps crack, drops snap, stutters glitch the heartbeat, built for jump cuts and microfame, a treadmill you can't step off. Exhibit 3, Retrofuturism, neon ghosts, velvet voice, analog bass prowls, tape delay flickers. Tomorrow wears yesterday's grin.
It's all we need to feel. Leather seats and open rooftops free. Radio hums our secret melody. City lights dissolve into the night. Every echo brings your face into the light. Analog dreams in a digital age.
worn out tape rewinds every page.
Exhibit 6, Lo-Fi Therapy. Pop, Midnight's Small Mercy, whispered lines under tape hiss, soft piano, brushes, a gentle swell, rooms get smaller, hearts breathe slower, healing, or just the illusion of it.
I trace the edges of my thoughts, fingers dancing on blank pages, finding solace in the soft. Hold this moment in your hands. Feel the heartbeat of the plan. Quiet breath in midnight dreams. All the world's unfolding seems.
Hey, Velogia, will you hit position number 2, please? Darby Ewell, please come up and give a little 30-second overview of your project, man. I'm glad you guys are smart. I can tell because you laughed at the right parts. Sometimes his humor's a little subtle, and I wasn't sure if it was gonna land. And so, congratulations, man.
Yeah, I wasn't sure it was going to land either. Yeah, so this was just basically a futures project. It's something I learned when I was going through university of just making educated guesses, extremely educated guesses off of data sets. And so I thought this was a perfect thing. I think mixed with, as you kind of saw, the further you get out from the middle, the crazier it gets, like lo-fi therapy pop. And yeah, thank you again to Chris and Rival for putting this on. I was so glad to be a part of it. Also I made all of the album covers with, those are all generative people with between me and Adobe, basically. Yeah. Thank you.
Hang out for 1 second. We have a tendency to go to a little long here, and that's because of what's about to happen. So, dude, as I was watching that, I was like, musicians, of which you are and other people in this room are, you must have some feelings about all this stuff. So like after just like stepping aside from the project and all this, how are you feeling as a musician right now about the state of generative music?
Oh, that's a big question. My punk rock heart wants to say I want everything to be just like strictly human. But then there's like another part of me that goes, musicians haven't even totally accepted synthesizers yet, and those were made in the 60s. So I think that there's room for it. I think it's you know, it's the same thing with everything. It's how you do it. Technology isn't bad. It's just the way you use it, right? So
beautiful answer, man. Thank you. Darby Ewell, teenage rock star, now AI hackathon winner. Congratulations, man. Also, Darby was in the winner's circle in the first round as well with the Dr. Virex character that was doing some of the narration there. The next one I think is the winner. Okay, so apologies to all those people who made awesome projects who didn't make it here. We just try to work as a team and bubble the best stuff up. So I'm very excited to show you the next project. Ukrainian Mafia.
Recent issue, did you fix it? No issues, everything works fine. So are we ready to present it to our victim? Yes, I have a victim for tonight. Good. Let's go and find him. Yeah.
What's up, man? Do you remember I'm open dating app and would introduce?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How is your app going?
Oh my God, my friend. Maybe everything is completed right now. What about you? What do you do today?
We have built an app, also a platform for Canadian music DNA for a hackathon.
Wow.
And let me show you how it works.
Wow.
So this is a platform which is AI powered. We use some AI tools to build it. And you can complete a quick
okay.
where you can answer a few questions.
It's Discover Music DNA, yeah?
Yeah. So based on the questions, you will know what type of persona you are based on the Canadian music survey.
Okay.
And yeah, let's
Can I try, yeah?
Social media. How do you feel about AI generation music? I'm open to AI generation music. Yeah, it's cool, sound good. how would you describe your relationship with music? I like it, but not keep up with new release. Okay, what do you think? Oh my God! It's something you want to ask me. Okay, 25 much more. Okay, when do you most enjoy listening to music? While working or studying. It's every time is similar. Okay, what is the result?
So you are a radio traditionalist. Wow. Okay, your music profile, traditional, authentic. I can put. So now you can see also some suggestion for you and your persona, which will show you the analysis, detailed analysis, and you can know some interesting facts about it. And you can see some music suggestions that they generated for you. Wow! Can you show me? Something before music, yeah? As an example is the one. Wow! My congratulations, my dear friend.
Thank you.
And you every time remember your company and my company, we can make wonderful relationship.
Great.
You know that?
Some partnership.
Yeah. Woo. Andre, let's go to listen music Generation AI. Woo.
Do it.
Let's do it.
Andre and Taras, will you come up here, please? So I'm really excited to award these guys the winner tonight. And you don't get it all from the video. The video is like low budget, obviously, and pretty funny. But what they've built is a very, very extensive music surveying, fingerprinting, recommendation, and matchmaking platform that is incredible. Please come stand in the light in the box here, Taras. Really great project, full of like amazing graphs and charts analyzing the data. No, please stay in the box. It's cool. No, please stay in the box. This is when she snaps the photo of me pointing at the diagram and your nice face. So I'm gonna invite them here in a second to talk about their project, but 2,500. Congratulations, you guys. Taras, it's his first time. Andre has been here since the beginning. He's one of our core volunteers. And I jokingly called him the Ukrainian mafia one day because every day he shows up with 5 new friends and they all help out. But he's adopted the name and run with it as their team name. And so that's kind of fun. Hey, look, bro, I even got your photo in here, even though you sent it to me like 15 minutes ago. It's been like this. I cloned Andre and made like a black duplicate for the whole time until Taras and I met tonight. So anyway, tell a little bit about your project. I'm gonna give you the big check. We take some pictures, but congratulations, you guys. Your project was amazing. Oh, I want to say one more thing. Yeah. Andre's a soft-spoken, pretty quiet guy whose English ain't his first language, but he's a PhD machine learning guy who's been just dropping amazing bombs on us since the very, very beginning. So, man, I'm very happy that you're here. Thank you for being a part of this.
Thanks. So thank you, everyone. Actually, I'm a more good listener, so today is my time to speak. But yeah. I'm very happy to be part of Vancouver AI community. It's like one of my favorites in Vancouver. And yeah, sorry about my emotions. But yeah, we're trying to do something creative, nice. So we created like a different persona with using the survey data. And we combine different tools. We tried, like, during the preparation, we tested many things. It includes some also like text generation, API key, connection, and many different things. Then we also include some data analytics for visualization. And in total, we created like that. If you test it, it's also uploaded to Vercel, so everyone can try. And yeah, mainly that's all, but maybe Taras would like to add more.
I will let him add more, yeah, please. And in fact, they should try. It's a very personal experience. You take a quiz about your music preferences, it gives you a score and a fingerprint, then it starts connecting you to other people in the data set that have a similar music taste as you. Then it starts recommending music on YouTube that you might like. So it's a very personal experience, and that's why we just showed the video here tonight. But If you're not a part of our group chat, you should tap your neighbor on the shoulder and ask if they are. They can invite you. It's easier than you all sending me messages. But we've got a thriving and active group chat that these guys are a part of. It's where we share all this stuff and keep in touch through the rest of the month. Taras.
Yeah, so what I want to add, so at the end of that project, we want to show how like regular person can become a singer or have its own album in a second with using just AI power. So you can come up, fill the questionnaire that we have, and after like 2 or 3 minutes, you can have a music album with couple like 10 to 15 songs with lyrics and other things, and there's no need for you to even think. But we didn't have chance to finish all of that, and we provide what we have for now. It was our like further idea mainly. So that's all. Maybe Andrew.
Maybe in once it will be extended more.
Yeah, in the future.
2,500. Could I get the rival folks to come up here with us for a quick sec? There's Michelle. So, who's met Michelle Diamond? She's the best event photographer in the biz. You know you're in the right place if you see Michelle Diamond around. All right, everybody fall in. Come right in here, sir. Right here. There we go. Okay. What's up, Michelle? Yeah, congratulations, guys. Thank you. And Andre, thank you for helping clean up, for setup, for bringing all your friends around, man. Oh, these AI letters right here. Where did these come from?
They are from one conference. Maybe some of you have been attending. It's from SIGGRAPH. And if you check, there are only 2 vowels, A and I.
These guys, David Monty, are you here? This is yours. Take it home with you. Don't cash it. You hit me up for real money. David Monty, are you here? Do you remember that time where I was like, guys, I have to leave for half an hour right in the middle of a very important meeting? And it was like the most idiosyncratic thing ever. I just got up. I'm like, I don't usually do this, but I gotta go. No questions. These guys were like, we're in the loading dock. We stole the SIGGRAPH letters. We want to use them on the stage at Vancouver AI. And it felt like too much information to try to communicate to you in the moment. So I was like, pardon me, I'm playing my wild card now. I'm going to pick up Andre and the AI letters out the loading dock of SIGGRAPH. Thank you, Andre, for everything you do. Who's a fan of this hackathon and been following along since the beginning? 20 people, 25 people? Those of you who have been following along will know that this is not over yet. There's one guy who's gotten second place in all 4. And that's why you didn't see his project here tonight, because we're inducting him into the Hackathon Hall of Fame. Prajwal, you are also recognized for your amazing contributions. Your projects were amazing. So he's in midterms right now. He's in college at Langara. He's 18 years old. He's built amazing projects for the first 3. And he's smashed with midterms right now. He had 4 hours to commit to the project, and he put something in anyway because we gave a deadline extension. So roll Prajwal's project and let's give him a check.
Hello everyone, my name is Prajwal, and I would like to show you Play-Doh AI, my hackathon project. So essentially I had a shower thought today, earlier this morning, and what I was thinking about is like how people could look at data and be able to go through different like free response questions and be able to approach it. Like how would you even go through it without being overwhelmed? And one thing that I was inspired of is it's the works of Plato. Like I remember reading the allegory of the cave last year or something, and I really liked how Socrates would talk a lot about like the philosophical nature of different topics, and then Glaucon Plato's brother would listen along and then provide some interesting questions that Socrates would answer as well. And I was thinking maybe this could be applied to the hackathon. So what I have here, this is like the homepage of it. These are like all the different long response questions. In this particular survey, there weren't as many as previous ones, but it still works out. And if you click on it, it'll like essentially ask a question about it, but the user can also just input whatever they want into it. And I'll just show you what I had generated earlier. So this here is about what was the first song or artist that really pulled you in. And what really happens here is that Socrates and Glaucon have like a conversation of what they really saw from the data, like with citations as well, so you can look at it. And like it's like interesting insights that they come up with as they go through the conversation. And it's interesting to see, like, if you read through it, how like they think and how you could like approach looking through the data, like going from one direction to another. Here's another example, for example. So for this one, what do you remember the shift from your earlier music format to the new one? So Socrates is like, shall we first clarify what our fellows mean by format? And it goes through like how people talk about like different formats, or like how they can also look at what each person's response was, which was cited. And it's this interesting conversations that you can read through and really understand the data as like you really, like this is like an interesting way to look at it. And if I had more time, I feel like this could be a really good opportunity to turn this into a kind of like a podcast style, which could go through the data and like through these conversations, it could create like a podcast or like some sort of audio or video overview. But the main thing is that Glaucon and Socrates make your like life easier. Glaucon comes up with some interesting directional questions, and Socrates really is like philosophical, goes through the data and really identifies what is important and really kind of like moves the topic along step by step. And that's really what I wanted to build, something that you could have anyone approach the data and really be able to explore it through a philosophical lens. And this is Plato AI that I have built. Thank you for looking at the project, and I hope you like this.
Prajwal, will you come join me up here? Your friends are welcome to come with you if they like. I felt like it was really important to acknowledge Prajwal here tonight because there's been like this really interesting through line of his personal arc through these different submissions. Hey, nice Ethos sweatshirt. Prajwal and I both mentor at Ethos Labs. They run a Friday night AI experimentation lab for Black youth. And Prajwal did which kind of workshop?
It was a workshop on how to get the most out of AI, like how you can prompt it in the best way and provide it the appropriate context.
Yeah, prompting and context. I gave like a vibe coding workshop. We made a bunch of like cool video games and fashion apps and stuff. And anyway, sweet way to represent, bro. So Prajwal's story arc here has gone from like rule following high schooler at the beginning of this project to last time he was like, yo, he pretty much independently invented vibe coding in his own head. He's like, oh man, this vibe coding thing, I don't have to worry so much about the code, just kind of like focus on the user experience. And I was like, yeah, we got our own little Andre Kaparthi here in our midst or whatever. So congratulations on that breakthrough. And to see you submit this shower thought, this philosophical meandering, it must have been hard for you because, dude, I went to his valedictorian ceremony at his high school. This guy's like a Class A superstar here, checking all the boxes. So to submit an unfinished project that was a kind of a shower thought is probably on the edge of what you usually turn in for your own work. So I'm proud of you. Welcome to the Hall of Fame, sir. You and Sev are now in the Vancouver AI Rival Hackathon Hall of Fame. And I just welcome you to take a minute and say your reflections either on this or the whole experience.
Thanks, Chris. First of all, sorry for like blinking out in this video. Like I was recording this at midnight, like, and I submitted it a half an hour late past the submission. But yeah, essentially this project was from like a shower thought that I had in the morning, and then that evolved into like a coding sprint that I spent like 4 hours on, and like I was supposed to sleep, but like it was during midterm season 2, so I really didn't have much time to work on it. But like I like coding and like vibe coding in general, just like building these kinds of products. It's like kind of my jam, and like even though it feels like I'm sacrificing my time to like try to like build these projects, I really enjoy building them. And so in these hackathons I've been part of, like I really enjoyed like working through with this data, and I'm really grateful to Rival Technologies and Chris for making it happen. And I don't have anything much more to say.
$1,000 bonus prize. Prajwal is currently unhireable. He's dealing with his immigration to Canada situation and going to Langara College, but there's a short but cool line of people that are trying to hire him. You can connect with him directly, or I'd be happy to put you in touch, but he's one of the smartest guys in our community, and he's 18 years old. So, Michelle back there. Do you want to invite your friends up for a photo? You don't have to, but like, do you guys want to come up real quick? Might as well. Come on real quick. Come on real quick. This photo's going to show up places, so let's like do it with Prajwal's friends, you know? Thank you. Thanks for coming. All right, one more time, Michelle. All the way in the back there. Thank you, Prajwal. Thank you, Rival. That's yours, bro. You got to ride the bus home with that shit. You're going to make a lot of new friends tonight. I think I'm just turning it over to you, but I'll say a few things if I'm not missing anything. Yep. Okay, so now is the moment you've all been waiting for. I'm going to pull hey, Alex, are you sitting on a cooler? If you want a beer, Alex is sitting on a cooler back there. We're about to enter into about a 45-minute AI film festival here. So Kevin Friel, Mr. Pixel Wizard, is like my main man. He came to my studio like a year and a half ago when I was just beginning this thing, and he started building the coolest AI experimentations in there. We've been collaborating for a while. It's so cool the shit you've been getting up to, bro. You've completely reinvented yourself. You are the main man when it comes to AI film and special effects now in Canada. So I welcome you to, this is the first annual AI Film Festival. You'll be invited because you just got to put a flag in the ground somewhere, right? And then you can do the second annual one next year, and you can be like, let's improve on that thing from the first time around. So once again, I invite you to grab a beer if you want to. We have a little bit of moment of transition. Then find your seats. If you want to come in closer, you're welcome to. We're going to do like some viewing here and stuff. But Kevin Friel, Mr. Pixel Wizard, the Prompt Goblin.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks, everyone. I say this every month when I come up and speak about AI film, but it's a transformative time once again. And we thought, what better way to kind of showcase the rapid change, often daily, sometimes multiple times a day, than to put a spotlight on our local, our national, and our international friends and neighbors of creators, both new and experienced. And we're going to kick it off with our first 15-minute AI film festival, which I'm really excited to talk about. So who we've got on the docket and who will be speaking as well. This is Ryan Patterson from Toronto, an old friend of mine, but has made really big waves in AI film. He's recently had his first, not his first short, but the first AI short that premiered at TIFF a couple of months ago. He's also a director at Grail, Quill, which is a fairly big AI film co. Next slide, please. We also have Elvis Dean, who I'm very lucky to get to work with every day at the company that I can't name yet, but I can't wait to tell you all about it when I can. Elvis is a 20-year seasoned animator from Toronto as well, and you'll see his animation chops throughout in the pieces coming up as well. Michael Tippett as well, a bunch of you know, experienced in getting apps off the ground, particularly SaaS, and he's really threw his hat big time into the ring in AI filmmaking as well. Oh, and here's the film festival, everybody. Here we go.
That was great. Thank you.
God, did you see what Mario was wearing today? That was the most ridiculous looking thing I've
You ready?
This is stupid.
Then why are you here?
Because you asked.
This stone marks where you lay. Rise and claim us as your prey. Told you, it's just a stupid urban legend.
Yeah. Total BS.
I'm starving. We hitting the quick stop?
Gas station has better chips.
But worse candy selection.
Who cares about candy? I need real food.
Sour Patch Kids are real food.
Did you see that? Huh.
See what?
There's someone back there.
There's nothing.
I just saw something.
You're psyching yourself out. Anyway, the gas station also has those disgusting hot dogs you like.
Right there. Between those graves.
It's just shadows. The fog.
I saw it. Twice. I saw it. That's it. Run.
Hi. Oh, hi. Fancy seeing you here. So, I was thinking maybe we could grab coffee sometime. I know this great place. Sorry about that. I'm usually much more coordinated. So, why don't me and you make like a tree and, you know. I really like her, you know? I don't want to mess this up. You're right. I should just be myself. Huh?
Did your friend with the leaves give you any good advice?
Hi. Wanna grab coffee sometime?
In the beginning, my world is small, dim, and filled with the warmth of my mother's body beside mine. The air is thick and heavy, and beneath us, the concrete is cold despite the heat lamps that buzz overhead. We are crowded together, my siblings and I, in metal bars and grated floors.
They were piglets just a minute ago, weren't they?
But I find comfort in her nearness. The feeder, with their steady movements and distant gaze,
don't know what they're waiting for.
seems to hold the threads of our world. I yearn to be the embodiment of goodness, believing that my obedience will lead to a life of meaning and fulfillment, even if I don't yet understand it.
Keep that back gate latched this time. Lost a sow last week, cracked her leg on the turn.
The feeder's indifference is almost a kind of grace, and I believe this is the path to a long and meaningful life. And then I am torn from the comfort of my mother and thrust into a new world, louder, brighter, harder. I am moved to another enclosure with others like me, the space tighter, the air thicker, the ground less forgiving. Metal-sided and humming with machines. Yet even here, the whisper begins.
Ain't no
A soft breath of doubt and wonder that stirs within me. As I explore the limits of this new place, a strange curiosity rises. I begin to wonder if this world, the constant clang of troughs, the measured light, the unchanging walls, is all there is, or if it is only a fraction of something larger.
Don't crowd them. You jam the funnel, we're starting over.
I can't help but reflect on whether the feeder, with their watchful eyes, also shapes my reality in ways I can't fully comprehend.
You ever look at a place long enough it stops being real?
In these moments, I find myself caught between the simplicity of my existence and the profound mystery of the universe, wondering if my life is part of something far greater.
The warmth leaves them sooner than you'd think.
Than I will ever know. I notice how the feeder's eyes sometimes hold a distant look, as if measuring my worth in ways I don't understand. Am I destined for a greater purpose, to transcend the trivialities of my current life? I am on the precipice of enlightenment. Now I will become more than the small, insignificant creature that I have always been, and become something that merges my life with the greater purpose of the feeder.
When I was a kid, I used to have this recurring dream. It's hard to describe, but it was strangely beautiful. I would later learn this to be lucid dreaming, dreaming while awake, fully aware of both the dream state and the life that awaited when my eyes opened. Early on, I found myself observing, endlessly wandering, consciously lost in my own subconscious. But then something changed. I began to control, to design, to manipulate the environment itself. My waking life became dull. I daydreamed of the night. I slowly began to lose touch with who I was outside and became obsessed with what I had become on the inside. I built a new reality, a new identity. But as quickly as they came, the dreams stopped, and I was never the same.
Fantastic news, lovely ladies.
Let me guess, you seduced yet another noble's daughter.
Violet, you wound me. It was the personal guard.
The big one with the mustache? Or the twins?
Yes. And double yes.
And where, pray tell, was the lady of the house during this encounter?
Oh, she was the main event. The things she can do with a taxidermy bear and a flagon of honey are truly inspired.
You slept with the Crimson Countess? The homicidal noble we are literally here to rob?
Robbing is such an unimaginative word. Let's call it post-coital gratuity claim with hazard pay.
Dash, can I help next time? I've been taking that Elven Love course. I'm dying to try this new Whispering Willow technique.
Griska, darling, your techniques tend to end up requiring a lot of structural repair.
And healing potions.
Honestly, my hips have never quite been the same since that night in Waterdeep.
Neither has my grandparents' tavern.
Hey, I only broke 2 walls. Dash's involuntary thunder wave was what really brought the tavern down.
Pleasant memories aside, are you two ready to collect our winnings?
Fine. Let's go rob your girlfriend before she catches on and carves out her entrails to appease that elder god of hers.
Funny story about that elder god. We have brunch this Friday. Turns out we have a shared interest. Tentacles.
Just... ew. I'm free Friday if you need a spotter. Or something else.
I rented an SUV since my personal car is in the shop and I need transportation. Took it home and parked it in my garage. The next afternoon, I found it crawling with a ton of roaches. I screamed and slammed the door shut. A few hours later, my husband went out. 4 large roaches came walking out. My husband killed as many as he could. We ended up setting off bombs in our garage for the fear that the roaches might come back. Never again.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a hand to all these amazing creators. Can we get the lights up as well, please? Yeah, we had a couple of debuts there tonight. Luke, who's here with us tonight, it was a debut tonight of his short. Elvis's first short was also a debut, and I'm so excited for this emerging art form. Like, it looks familiar to tropes that we see in animation and film, but there's something new starting to come out of it. There's a way of like touching the abstract that we've never had access to, especially in the time frames and especially in the budgets that to get this kind of cinematography that Kevin the Kid brought out, who, shout out to him, sent this to me like right in the middle of the afternoon. He has 150,000 followers and dropped this yesterday, and everyone's going berserk. And I was like, can I play this at my festival, please? And he was like, yo, bro, yeah, go ahead. So, so shout out to Kevin. He's a great guy. Follow him as well. He is absolutely remarkable. So in the spirit of all of this wonderful creativity that we've seen, I've also gathered a few international and Canadian friends to have a few words on the state of the weirdness that we have right now, including Bay Rate. Now, Bay, I am so blessed to get to work with every day as my storytelling Yoda at the aforementioned unmentionable company that I work for right now. I can't wait to tell you. Bay is an absolute legend in video game cinematics, in Hollywood visual effects. He made Gollum for Lord of the Rings. He made the model. When Gollum is like, that's his face shape. That's literally his face shape in there. He's also done all sorts of cutscenes for Valve, for all of the Half-Life games. He was the head creative of that. He's done stints at Pixar with associates at Pixar. He's just done so many cool things, and he is an absolute massive library of cinematography and film knowledge. And he's going to be speaking amongst a few others on here as well. A bunch of the filmmakers that were on the reel. Oh. 1 second, sorry, bud. False fire. We also have Nate Susek, who runs Lighthouse AI workshops. Him and Luca Tisler run one of the coolest, most advanced comfy UI, cinematic AI workshops. They're constantly in the top 10 of LinkedIn influencers in the film AI space, and they're both incredibly amazing guys. Nate got this in under the radar, so I don't have a slide for him, but sorry, Nate. We're so glad that you're able to speak. So with that, go ahead, David.
Any Canadian filmmaker knows how little money there is in this country for film, and how you have to go from door to door to different agencies and funds begging for money to put together just enough to make something small. I started as a writer, then I started making short films. I've done about 30 short films as a writer and a director. I've done 2 features that I wrote and directed, and these were all super low budget, very small crews, very small casts. And it was all about just telling a story and getting it done. Back in 2022, I really wanted to be making horror comics, but I could not afford an artist, and I definitely couldn't draw the style that I would need to tell a horror story. So the day that Midjourney came out, I took the day off work. By the end of the day, I had 10 pages of the graphic novel done, and I think a week later, I had all 30 pages written and all the artwork generated.
I think we are facing an existential end to a large number of vocations, but those vocations were fractional at best. And so it means that those service jobs that are working in the service of a fractional piece, a 3D model here, an animation there, a video clip there, an audio sound there, are going to be more. They're going to face a lot more competition from automated systems.
I think an opportunity for Canadians in this space is that we have a lot of people who are already in film and television. We have very creative people with unique perspectives, and I think that's super exciting. Quick story, I know a person who comes to our Toronto AI filmmaking meetups, and he submitted a short film, beautiful short film for a 48-hour film fest, runway film fest. And he ended up in the top 10 or top 20 for his film. Where did you go to art school? He said, he's like, I just like film. I love movies. I love stories. And so to me, that's very impactful, because what that tells me is that someone who is a storyteller, and he is, maybe he wasn't sure if he even knew that, but it's going to give an opportunity for a lot more people to share their perspective.
And I think right now there's a lot of people who are about to, become creator owners who are used to being service fractional craftsmen, and that transition from craftsman to creator owner is what I hope to see happen.
For me, it's all about empowering the individual. I think that is absolutely the best way to move forward with this technology, because it allows us as the creatives, as the professionals, to express ourselves very fully. You're able to bring your vision to life.
And I really hope that this technology can open the door for Canadian filmmakers to make bigger things and to be able to get their ideas out in a way that we just never have had the chance before. One of the great advantages to me is to be able to explore almost any idea, any visual style that I want for very little money.
Because there's as you use any AI model, there's these boundaries between the gravity wells of the commonplace cliche and the unknown. And as you go into the unknown and you make a human contribution, you carry it from just being a cliche into being something unique and original and compelling.
As a Canadian, and as lots of my friends and people I know, everyone has that unique perspective, and there is such a beautiful diversity in Canada that I am confident that these tools are going to empower people to be able to really share that unique perspective, and not just within Canada but worldwide.
I had a project that had sat on a shelf for 23 years. I think one of the great benefits of AI filmmaking is that ideas that I've put aside for a really long time, I'm now able to drag those scripts out of the dustbin and see if I can get them going again.
I'd never had a crew large enough. I never had a VFX budget big enough, but I had this great idea. And if I can build a context well enough, the AI can help you amplify that, and you can absorb collaborators, human or generative, as you see fit, dealer's choice. It is an incredibly powerful art form, and I wish that more creative people, instead of being afraid of it, were willing to learn what a context window is and what tokens are and how to manage context density and different kinds of memory for LLMs.
So I think if we can get to a place where the technology allows actors and directors and just artists that have traditionally worked on film can use this technology to be able to tell bigger stories or more in-depth stories than they could before by just lowering the budgets or just giving them more scope, that's a huge opportunity for human creativity.
Using AI is very much like dropping a marble on the top of a mountain, a little bit to the right and it rolls to the sea, a little bit to the left and it rolls to the desert, and how you drop it really matters.
So that's just something that I think is very powerful, right? Because you are able to create something you're never able to create before. And that for me is exciting.
There is a community kind of really excited and gathering around this new technology. And I think that's just going to increase the number of stories that we share. And yeah, I'm just very excited for it.
It would make better quality stories. The audience would have a better time.
I think people are starting to stand up way more and taking leadership positions, pioneer this technology. I will build a standard and precedent in my industry on how this should be used. So I hope you join us. I hope you join the transformational and join the initiative. It will be a beautiful world if people keep creating beautiful things.
Massive, massive, massive thank you. If we could get the lights up again, please. To Bay, to Nate, to Elvis, to Ryan, to... Was that everybody? Was there one more? I'm blanking right now. Thanks to everybody that contributed to that. There's some really passionate and turned on humans in this field through all of the AI slop that you see every day in terms of like the shareable clips all over the place. There's some real creativity. There's some real intention happening. The workflows that make these things happen rivals visual effects. It's just that we get to the pixels that were
I won't say final pixel because it's still a little hard to get to like incredible intention, but pretty darn close. And certainly, the access to quality of pixels in frames that has never been more accessible. So on the local stand front, I want to invite a couple of creators that are really hitting the mark right now. And I'm so enthused to have A, known for a while, and B, literally met tonight in person. So Luke, please come on up, and Tim as well. I can't see you, but come on down, sir. Just gonna grab you another mic here. Yeah, let's throw those out. Thank you. There you go. And sorry, I'm going to do double duty for a second and actually turn on your microphones. You want to give that a quick check there, Tim?
Test.
Hey, we got a mic that's working. Okay. All right. Step on over into, keep in the box. Please keep in the box. The box is very important for lighting. Thank you for coming out, guys. We saw your shorts tonight. Obviously, they're a small snapshot of everything that you've ever done. Tell us a little bit more about your experience and your process. I'll begin with you, Tim.
Yeah, I just think I come from the VFX industry. I've always been like compositing and lighting. So I've been working on like a shot per shot basis, but I've always been like a big proponent. I was born in the 80s, so I have a big nostalgia towards that sort of era of film, but I've never really been in a position to like make a film or create my own film. So I haven't had the drive. Like VFX, you're super busy. You're always doing stuff. I don't know, it's hard to find the time of day. And then over the last bit, as this sort of technology has just like exploded, that's one way to put it. It's just like I now have the ability to just think of an idea and think of a first frame of a shot. And then the next thing you know is like, oh, okay, that can lead into the next shot, and that can lead into the next shot. And then the next thing you know, you have like 45 seconds or a minute of footage like that you can start to use, and you can explore these ideas really easily if you know how to kind of set it up and how to prepare your shot and your idea for, the further generation of the film.
That's so cool, Tim. If you could pass that over to Luke. Luke, you come from a strong and long and I would guess storied as animation is, animation history. Tell us about your process, where you came from, and how we got to see your piece tonight.
Yeah, so the animation I did was the D&D one, Critical Seduction Darlings. And that character was definitely not based on my personal D&D character that I always play.
We won't shame D&D bias. This is a safe space. Yeah.
So I knew I wanted to be an animator at 12 when I watched Jurassic Park in theaters. And I got my first animation job at 17. I was directing by 21. That was in 2001. So I've been directing animation for a really long time. Had lots of experience over probably a lot of shorts actually, and more than 1 billion views now. So just on a lot of, Barbie and all that kind of stuff. I did way too much Barbie, honestly. But yeah. So as I jumped on the AI train very, very quickly early on because I just really saw the potential, and I've always been writing and wanting to get my own stories. I've pitched so many broadcasters for my own shows, and I've never gotten greenlit. And now's the opportunity. And I've just recently, in the past few months, it's gotten to the point where you can actually produce studio quality, production where you almost can't tell. There's still a few things, but you can almost not tell that it is AI. It's a completely different process, though. So it's been really interesting to kind of play around with it. I love, so that 2-minute animation that I did that in 3 days from script to final.
Which is just unheard of.
Yeah. So that would have taken me and a team of people. First of all, it would have never happened because nobody would invest the amount of money. Just for context, I worked on a craft dinner. Do you ever see the, this is a little bit old now, but the craft Cheezosaurus Rex? Does anybody remember Cheezosaurus Rex? Okay, I animated that guy a lot with a big team of people. And
you strike me as a Cheezosaurus kind of guy.
Yeah, you know.
There's always a little bit of the animator in every bit of their work,
exactly.
by the way.
It's true. And so that I know, like I kind of was talking with the owner of the company. I was working with a Guru studio back in Toronto, and that one of those spots cost like, between $200,000 to $400,000, depending on what. And a big team of people, months of work for a 30-second spot. And I just did 2 minutes in 3 days by myself. So
it's amazing.
Wild.
Before we go back to Tim, I wanted to mention, you've really hit on something there that actually, I want to, Lucas being kind by handing the mic when I'm about to ask him a little question. The quality of the character animation in that piece, it's like that is in the DreamWorks animation ballpark, right? Like, would you all agree, right? That isn't coming out of every AI animator right now. That's not randomly coming out of Sora so much, right, in the app or Pro. How much do you attribute like your eye and your experience in what is now traditional flows, which, were state of the art, 3 or 5 years ago now, into like really finessing that kind of acuity and the nuance of that character movement and expression?
I think I'm maybe a little OCD as well, so that helps. Just like I'm really obsessive with making things perfect. And so a lot of the process it's a mix of AI. I'll bring stuff into Photoshop a lot as well. And I do hundreds of generations. I mean, I spend over $100 in credits on that shot, on that 2-minute thing. And it's because I did so many generations until I got the right acting, the right performance. And even then I'm not quite happy with a few of the shots because comedy timing is really everything, right? And for a good laugh. And I'm glad you guys laughed. But I was like, as I was watching, I'm like, oh, that could have been so much tighter. But it's getting better all the time. So I definitely, the experience that I've had is extremely helpful because I've done that so much. I know what I'm looking for. Does that answer the question?
Yeah, no, abundantly. That's awesome. Thank you. Tim, I'd love to ask you about, how I discovered you is your courses on Comfy UI and Nuke being passed around on CG Pro. And, obviously you're still working in the heavily in the industry right now. Can you tell us about, some of the shows that you've composited on and how you've transitioned into like really bringing Comfy UI, which is not the kindest platform to really dig into, incorporating that into your everyday compositing life?
So in terms of Comfy UI, like it's more exploration at this point. There's like a lot of like, as you mentioned, final pixel. The things aren't really getting to final pixel yet, but in terms of like implementing Comfy UI and implementing AI, it's experimentation, right? You have people like you understand what you do. You understand animation. You understand how to make a good shot, comedic timing, like that's what we need more of. We need people who understand what like they're bringing and how to get that out of the AI and do that. So there's things in what we do, and that's kind of how I wanted to explore Comfy UI and VFX. And there's so many. I don't know if many of you understand like VFX and how shots are composited and how it's all built, but it's a super complex and there's so many layers, so much data coming in that to say that AI is going to take over VFX, it's like, but like what part of it? There's like so many different things that go on. There's CG, there's like matching plates, there's color, there's all this stuff. And like people get really scared that AI can do all this stuff. AI can do it. And it's like, well, no, you got to apply it at the task you're trying to do, right? It's the problem. There's a problem. Is it going to like solve it faster than we're doing it already? And a lot of the time right now we're finding it's not. It's going to be around the same. It might be faster for someone who's actually like an expert in the field to do that, right? So right now I find, especially with like, I'm like immersive technology and kind of doing that stuff right now. It's like, it's open, like working with like the cutting edge technology and all of that stuff right now. So we're kind of experimenting on how to get this stuff implemented in a way that's going to be useful. And we're finding that pre-visualization is big. Absolutely. Like getting your idea out there. And that's where it's becoming very fast. And in terms of like getting your project set up, I just came off a project where we used it for just like simple storyboarding, just to get like an idea to a director and show them, because we were under like a 20-day deadline for like a massive 2-minute project or something like that. So it's just like to quickly conceptualize what you're trying to like put forward. But like AI is in that way is more powerful at the moment in pre-visualization than more Final Pixel. But then you have the big studios here that I'm sure have their tech teams building crazy tools. That,
or acquiring,
acquiring,
as DNEG has very recently.
Right. And then you see people talk about like Runway and how they were going to like be the ones to disrupt this stuff. And now they're having trouble because everyone's trying to base everything on one model and one thing, where they're realizing that it's multiple sort of things that you have to use to get the results that you want to get. So like VO, Nano, like all of these different tools that actually work way better than trying to get the most out of one sort of.
The more things change, the more they stay the same, right? As much as we are trying to escape the perils of a linear visual effects workflow that, honestly looks like more of an assembly line with a few hops, depending on what the tolerance of the budget and the team and the technology can allow. It's really becoming this sort of like circular vessel, right? Where, you've got a first frame and you're going to take that into Nano, and maybe you generated that in a combination of Midjourney or Seedance. And it's all sort of circular now. It's like, oh, now I need a last frame that I came out. Seedance, what? Yeah. Shout out to Karu here, who's from ByteDance, by the way. Lovely to have him here. It's that whole process that the way that everything's sort of like infinitely manipulable, infinitely working in the edit now. Like the storytelling is kind of like, what does the edit tell you at every stage now is really, really fascinating to me. Tell me a bit more about like the iterative process that is really allowing now.
Oh yeah, especially so I've made that short before any of this stuff came out, like Nano or like Flux context. But now you have the ability to literally like, I could make a first frame and then I can take my character and say, make them smirk, make them smile with big teeth, or like turn their head to the right, turn their head to the left, like put their hand up in a gesture, and you're constantly able to like manipulate this character now in the shot with like minimal degradation to like the data or to the image. Like that's something that you have to think of, because the more you do it, the more quality you lose in that. But in this new short I'm trying to work on, I'm able to like go in and be like, okay, this character's in the bedroom. Now can you put this character in the bathroom in a similar sort of decor? And then I have another shot where the same character is like in a different room in the house, and you can kind of build out like continuity throughout like a whole sort of sequence just by like being, can you put this character here? Now can you put them there? Can they be like wearing this? And then you can feed in multiple images to say this dress, these pants, or like this, like this sort of stuff. And
absolutely.
And you can just modify just that one part of a shot, and it's getting for the creative sort of minded people, where it's not like a lottery or like a slot machine to like kind of pull and get a result. Now it's more like you have control over sort of everything you want to build.
Yeah, the cone of efficacy of intention is narrowing with each new model release. And that's what's really, really exciting about all of this. So back to you, Luke. Can you tell us a bit more? You mentioned that you spent about $100 in credits. Tell us about that iterative process as well from your standpoint, and how hard that would have been before in a traditional animation pipeline.
Yeah, I think one of the interesting things that I really love is the amount of iteration. You can try so many different things so quickly, and you also get some happy mistakes sometimes.
Yeah,
and so it's very different. It's a really big paradigm shift from traditional production. It is a lot more like having a co-director that is really weird and just does like random shit. And
but like cool weird, like
sometimes
productive cool. Weird.
90% of the time it's just unusable, but 10% of the time you get some real gold. And some of those like facial expressions, like after Violet says, and healing potions. Like, I just loved that. I didn't prompt that. It just came, and I was just like, oh, this is great. I love that. Absolutely going to keep that in. But I think the best part of it is that iteration process. And it's just, you get so much to choose from, so many cuts, and you just would never be able to do that before. So I think you're able to get something that actually feels a lot less polished, and more human and natural in some ways. And and there are some things that are still not quite feeling like human. There are certain nuances that I think will get better and I see getting better shout out to Seed Dream again, because
Seed Dream is wonderful.
Seed Dance is really good at some of this stuff. And so when they release their voice model later, that's going to be really, really cool to see and play with. So yeah,
absolutely. No, it is such a paradigm shift in not just like the traditional ways that we do these kind of visual stories and abstract storytelling. It is a paradigm shift in in informing us in real time in that process too. I want to touch on sort of a couple of paradigms that are sort of like emerging in this field. The field of AI filmmaking really kind of like celebrates kind of the lone wolf archetype, the one person who has access to all of the tools and bangs something together in a record amount of time in, under $20 or whatever, credit spend that they happen to do, and that's cool. And there's some brilliant stuff that's come out of that. I can see the perils of staying exclusively in on your own on storytelling, and I've had a lot of recent experience, particularly with two of the guys that I work with up here in collaborative storytelling. It is transforming me by the minute. Have you both had a chance to start to work more collaboratively, in a sort of lower stakes way with others in your creations? Is that something that you want to do, or is it something like you're in the playground of wow, this is amazing, I can do this on my own, Tim, I think we have a bias over here. Yeah. Luke, do you want to speak to that?
Yeah, I've actually been actively working on putting together a pipeline for working collaboratively with other artists, because there are some, bigger projects that we're pitching on, some some indigenous animation, like a series and stuff like that we want to do. And one person can't do a series, one person can't do a movie, but we were looking into this longer format. And so working towards how that works, because it's a completely different paradigm. You don't really need to board. You can jump right into an animatic.
Absolutely.
With Nano Banana. And there's a lot of really different things, and it's a bit of a Wild West right now.
Absolutely.
So I think there's a lot of different people in different places, just kind of putting together these processes that are kind of working, and then we're throwing it on Reddit, and you're like, oh, I'm trying this, and so it's really cool to kind of and just people that we're talking to and talking with each other even, and have you tried this, and so a lot of us are just figuring it out, and a lot of the tools are changing so quickly too. Almost every week something new comes out, and you're just
sometimes a couple of times
that process that I just perfected last week is done, and I don't need to do that anymore. So it's a lot of catch up constantly, and a lot of constant weekly paradigm shifts.
Yeah, absolutely. Tim, love your perspective on this.
I think it's crazy. I think a big part of how we move forward in this is understanding what the strongest sort of workflows are for it. And I find that these kind of start to emerge, with Nano, contextual driven, being able to tell it what to do. I think that is something that's going to move forward. I don't think there's going to be something I think that's going to be one of the mainstays in this sort of AI generation, is for a creative person to be able to tell something what to do and be able to get a result, like a Photoshop sort of thing. But having a creative person be able to tell it how it happens.
Yeah.
And I mean, I say this, and then maybe tomorrow something comes out and it completely
as it does.
And as you mentioned, I've been in this for 2+ years, and I built so many things where just a week or two later completely decimates what I built, and I'm just I'm not gonna do this now because there's no need to do this. And I just kind of got to a point where I'm just going to experiment and keep on doing this sort of stuff. But I'm finding in terms of collaboration that a lot of the stuff, again, like I mentioned before, for pre-visualization, kind of getting ideas out there and like building animatics and kind of building tools and vibe coding, even stuff like a big part of my job is tool building and kind of building things on a certain level to do tasks. So it's like if I need to manage a bunch of EXR files or I need to manage a bunch of stuff, instead of I can share this easier with someone and build out tools, and they can also build out tools as well, because they can be like, well, what if the tool did this? And I can be like, okay, I'm in Cursor. It's like, okay, I want this tool to be able to do this. It's like, okay, here you go. It spits out, goes, makes you a repository for your tool. GitHub ready.
Or story, like I'm using Cursor as a story data like universe that is infinitely malleable and infinitely distributable in changes, which is like, whoa, I can change a whole season in, a few words and a keystroke. This is crazy.
Yeah, and that's the big thing too. Like I'm big into vibe coding and building sort of tools. Like it's another one of my passions. I love doing that stuff and helping artists and do that stuff. And it's something before that would take me weeks to do. And then I can go and build like an app to like basically make a very simple like comfy UI where you connect nodes and you can import these APIs to make the images, and you can do that by myself in like a day, right? Like it's crazy. Like it's nothing I would release to like a company and put it out there, but it's the idea that you can actually put that stuff together. But I think like the whole culmination of like the creative and the tech and all of that stuff, and having all these people who are embracing the technology is where you start to get these new ideas and these new workflows of like it's as you mentioned, it's hard right now to figure out how to build something around this, but
it's a new frontier. Absolutely. We're going to go to questions. If y'all got questions, please raise your hand. We'll get Chris to send the mic over to you. I'm going to leave you guys. Please stay up here as well, because I'm sure there's going to be questions for you as well. I have one intention that I think is going to be like really important in this new paradigm of storytelling, and especially if like we're doing storytelling on our own and we're kind of like having this intuitive back and forth process with agentic storytelling anyways. I think the new frontier, this is the first time that has like left my head and came out of my mouth. So forgive me if it sounds a little bit blubbery, but I think one of the coolest techniques that we as storytellers, especially individuals, is learning improv acting. I think that's going to be such a fundamental core to like iterate and vibe, and especially if you're doing like video to video performances, like knowing to be intuitive in the process. Does that resonate with you guys? Like, and can we all start going to Granville Island for improv classes right after this? Tim, go for it.
I think it's a big part. I don't come from a strong animation background, but I know that like that's a huge part of what they do, right? They're trying to they recreate the shot by recording themselves before they actually go and animate it, and then to be able to like that you can do the same thing. And I know the models aren't the best for that right now. I know Runway has like a style, video to video sort of style, restyle, and I think Luma has it as well. But I think that whole idea of, Moon Valley has it as well. That's the thing. It depends on like how much better the sort of video models get. I think it's headed there. I think doing like actor to recreation of video is something that's going to be big. I haven't seen anything that like blows my mind. It blows my mind, but it's not like something where I'm like, this is going to be final. But I think it's definitely people should get more comfortable with like that sort of idea of being able to act things out. Because I mean, the biggest thing I find with these videos is the expression of the characters and like getting what you want out of them. I thought you did a really great job with your characters. I thought it was really well done, and you don't see that very often. Like to get like emotional and reaction out of what you want to see. You want to see like a lot of the time I find things, they don't push it to where it should go, and to see that you're pushing that and getting that result is super awesome. So that's cheers to him for doing that. That's really awesome. But I think that's the next step. I think we need to get more believable results out of these models, and more like if we're going to push it to that far. But the question is, do we want to push it that far? And like, do we want to?
Absolutely. AI Film Festival. What? Kevin Friel, Mr. Pixel Wizard in the house. Yeah. Thank you guys for dropping some serious knowledge. Okay. So you've been hearing a lot of inside baseball here tonight. But the reason this matters is if you go down to Olympic Village and you look out on the skyline and you look at all those apartments, they're all occupied by people whose job is animation, special effects, video games, film editing. This is Vancouver and BC's economy, the creative industries. It's changing. A lot of our children or our friends are graduated with degrees and they're like, hey, where do I go from here? I'm not exactly sure how to penetrate this delicately balanced BC entertainment, film, and special effects Hollywood North ecosystem. And so these guys are at the leading edge of trying to figure that out. They're poking the stuff, they're figuring out what comes out of it, and they're remixing it to reinvent the future for all of us here in Vancouver.
And praying to the model gods half the time as well that an output comes out.
Arnold.
Yeah, thanks. So I have a lot of friends who work in the industry, actors, animators, various people like that, and they're hurting right now because the industry is hard. And there's a lot of hope that I see on the stage there, especially in the idea of like 1,000 iterations until I see the thing that actually, and it's still not quite right. I feel like what we have in BC is discernment about what's good. And the ability to harness these tools to actually create, but there's such a great fear and reluctance to step into it because they feel like, well, this is replacing me. And I feel like, I guess my inquiry or my question is, how do we bridge that gap? How do we bring people into the fold so that we can harness this expertise that we've cultivated and capitalize on this, what's almost there to be brilliant so that we can kind of be at the forefront of this coming wave?
You have exemplified.
Great question.
That is a wonderful question. You have exemplified, precisely what I wanted to hope to showcase here tonight. These two guys and myself, we all come from the professional visual effects animation background. And we were all, and still currently in some cases, in really big teams doing very specific jobs in the line. And to pivot over to another job in that line was really, really hard, if not borderline impossible, depending on how you were with relationships and, managing the workplace or whatever, the politics. What I see, and I hope this resonates with you both, is, those people that were cogs in the storytelling wheel are getting to have bigger ownership of stories now. And as Bay mentioned up there, individual studios, right? With followings, with Twitch streams of like them jamming on Comfy UI one night and seeing what pops out of the hot GPUs, I think there's a really amazing opportunity to take the existing part of the skill sets and the experiences that we all have and convert into like vibrant, multiple pegs of the economy with unbeatable IP, once that really gets a groundswell of movement through the industry and through the online appetite of like, oh, there's real stories coming out of here, right? Yeah. Any thoughts on that, you guys?
Yeah. Actually, so another initiative. I have a lot of friends in the animation industry. People on my last team. One's now a massage therapist. One's an executive assistant. One is working at Staples. It's a really hard industry right now. And so one of the things that Tiny Ghost Studios is going to be launching, I'm not sure yet when, but we're still working on it. But we want to do a school where we're actually teaching people how to transfer those skills in animation to using them for AI. And we are actively building a studio that is going to be ambitiously doing more than just shorts. Like we're looking, like I said, to like actual series that are going to be on TV and
you should put that flag in the ground ASAP, because I think there's some federal funds coming down the pipeline for sector-based retraining and upskilling and stuff.
Yeah. No, if anybody wants to talk to me about that side of things, we'd love to, because I feel like this is something that the government should be funding as well, because
what are we all gonna do in the future?
There's so, and you know what? I lived through the time I was a young, artist at the time, but like in the early 2000s was when the whole change happened from hand-drawn animation to graphic, 3D animation and like Toon Boom and Flash animation. And so many people got left behind, but eventually they a lot of them did come over and retrained and were able to do that. And that's what we need to happen now. One of the weird things is, though, there's so much this ethical resistance against AI, but it's just like, if you want a job, I'm excited about it. I love it because I get to be so much more creative, and I want to share that love with others as well. So
hey, Luke, we're about to enter the lightning round.
Okay. Sorry, I could go on about this. If anybody wants to talk to me afterwards, I'm here. So, yeah.
Hi, sorry. I work in the film industry. I'm actually on the technical color side of things. Not a PhD guy, but I'm a color science guy. I can witness or like give a word on how hard it is to keeping a job for the past 3 years. It sounds like a miracle right now. So I've been noticing that people, well, actually, if you remember back in 2021, I had friends that were IT or like were serving tables, and then they become editors because there weren't enough people to cover all of the instances. Nevertheless, nowadays, it's quite the opposite way. Now, what I've been hearing, and for people that has been asking, like, what do I do nowadays to just break into industry? I started getting into this Curious Refuge. It's not a commercial, but I do think Kevin the Kid is actually amazing, fantastic as well. So just to be able to come from a technical standpoint where you're like consistently looking at data and transitioning into a creative ideas, just like you guys do. Tim, if I'm not mistaken, if you create tools, you come from a technical background strongly, and then just transforming that into a creative side. I'm going to digress a little bit, but this is my third Vancouver AI meetup, and I love it because I get to know a lot of people that are doing things with what it's available. So the resistance that it's supposed to happen, I think what I've been hearing is just share the word. Try to make it simple. Try to, there's a period of resistance. There's a period of like going down with what used to be, but this is going fast. And the more we get used to it, if you feel comfortable, Comfy UI to me is like, oh my God, I have to learn Nuke again. Jesus Christ. But kudos to you guys. Fantastic. Thank you for being here and spreading the word.
Form that into a question, sir.
No, this was purely kudos to you guys and for Chris to putting all this together. Thank you, guys.
Real quick on that. Thank you. I would not be here without Curious Refuge. I took one of their courses in their early days. That's what really got my feet wet. And their community is inspiring our community here. This is the first of hopefully a monthly offshoot of AI film in particular, to create community, to have these conversations, to deep dive into all of the latest and greatest and bring creators together, whether you're brand new or really experienced. We want everyone in the same melting pot and bouncing off of each other and raising everything, because it's more important to do that than ever. Next question, please.
Okay. We still have a little bit of program left after this. Noah, I'm not going to answer your question possibly, but bear with me for a second.
Marmarin kumiman kung pukame que change, Susan Pinyan, Tancho y Silva, Tanyuke Yanis, Inchetuan Tavina del Mar, where you know, will you? Inchimelenta to fa Musquim, Kas Squamish, Kas Labor Tooth Mapumel. Good evening, everyone. My name is Susan. Silva on my father's side, Yanis on my mother's side. I am a mother of mixed Mapuche, German, and Spanish ancestries, but I'm a grateful uninvited guest on these unceded territories. More than a question, I just wanted to make a comment very briefly. I work as a cultural facilitator with the UBC Center for Migration Studies, and this past year, we used AI, actually just ChatGPT, to create a script from the storytelling of two indigenous elders. One of them was the hereditary chief of the Sanag village, where we are all gathering today. And we were actually able to reproduce the Sanag village before forced displacement. And we screened the film here at the Museum of Vancouver upstairs. which is really funny.
Yeah, yeah.
And we reproduced the film, like The Village, and we did the photogrammetry of the elders. We did their mocap. It was very fun. Now their grandchildren can make video games with them if they want.
That's amazing. Oh my God.
We're creating virtual digital libraries for the communities to reuse and trying to also give back to communities. So I guess one of the questions, because you mentioned indigenous stories, understanding that the ethics around AI don't necessarily account for cultural intellectual property. What are the steps that you suggest, if you've worked with indigenous communities before, to have more of a relational and reciprocal approach? Because I have my own methodologies, but I'm curious to hear what you know.
Yeah. So one of the great things about AI and that people aren't talking about, I think, is the fact that because we can create these things for so much cheaper, and because the gatekeepers have traditionally been white male, this is an opportunity to really highlight underrepresented voices in a way that was just impossible before. That you could not get buy-in because there wasn't, oh, well, I'm afraid that my little white son is not going to see himself in all these indigenous people over here, right? So this is something that's really important to us in our studio, is uplifting marginalized voices, specifically, especially queer voices and indigenous voices and BIPOC voices. And so that is something that we're really pushing forward. And as far as like, you can get enough control out of the AI to give your own story, to tell it the way you want to tell it. So, it really comes down to involving indigenous storytellers, period. That's it. So, yeah.
Is it okay if I proceed? Do you mind asking them?
Oh, you gave up explaining. So, I have a question that nobody's going to like, but I'm going to ask it anyway. So,
go for it.
So I put an image I created with, I think, Nano on my Facebook feed. And I got a lot of reactions. And one woman out of the States wrote, AI is all about theft and lying. And she kept on explaining that. So be careful. Oh, she told me that I should be careful because people are not going to want to work with me because I'm using AI. But when it comes to what you guys are doing, and since I don't understand what you're doing, I wonder how much do you feel that what comes on the screen when you prompt the AI is actually taking someone else's work and becomes yours?
Yep. Yeah. That is a great question. That is... It really is, yeah. That is something that we are all wrestling with right now in very big and serious ways. The legacy of the models that are out there that are dominantly being used have hoovered everything off of the internet, off of ArtStation, off of, artists' looks and history and everything. And that is so hard to move through right now. And we confront ourselves, and I think you guys share the same values, and I know that people up here share those values too. It's a technology that has come so quickly and has been unveiled with the consequences not kept into consideration. But here we are, and that paradigm has shifted. So what I am hopeful for is the proliferation of new ethically trained models. So consensually trained, that means that anyone that is in Moon Valley or Adobe Firefly, and they've just had a big new update this week at Adobe Max that actually makes that model production usable again in terms of quality, because it was kind of falling behind before. Everyone has given consent in those models. So we're getting there, but we have a legacy that is like, ugh. And we need to clean up. And I confront myself daily with that.
I want to give a shout out to a guy who can't be here tonight because he's teaching his class at SFU CIAT, the School of Interactive Art and Technology, Philippe Pasquet. So his whole jam is training small models on artists' work. So the thing that you brought up is a major barrier for many of us. I have trained photographic models on only portraits I've ever taken, and I'm able to generate now new faces based on this type of thing. And so this model is available to these guys as well. And so I'm not trying to dodge the question by saying the people that are here that I present to you are exploring alternative methods for dealing with this type of stuff. And this stuff matters to us a lot. It's something we, like Kevin said, we confront it every day in our work, you know, and stuff. Everything that is generated now is slurped up from all, but it's my particular photos have been trained into models more than anybody else I know. There's a website you can go to called haveibeentrained.com where you can look at your own work. You can point your video or animation assets, or in my case, photographic assets against it. And it will tell you specifically which of your works are included in the training data for these models. And so, I mean, I've got like 2,000 photos in the NVIDIA facial recognition data set that is used in all sorts of activities.
That is a foundational model, absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy. We just don't know how to do it. You're right, but nobody knows how to do it. It's already been done. The ship sailed. They stole all my work. They trained all of the things.
If I may, Chris, that is actually a conversation that is starting to happen with large models and with Hollywood initiatives as well. It's really early days, but there are folks that are starting those kind of models with blockchain interdependency into the latent space. And every time that anyone sort of like contribution to a model is hopefully going to get some kind of, you know, hopefully more than Spotify type remuneration on each generation. It is a big conversation right now, and there are levers starting to move on that, but it's early days.
So I want to thank these guys, Tim, Luke.
Thank you so much, guys. This was amazing.
I'm just about to put the mic in the hand of some guy. I don't know what he's going to say, so I want to relieve you of any responsibility that you have to be accountable for it. Kushal, what's your question? It's all right. We'll pass the mic to the people.
All right. So I was gonna ask actually about the film stuff, but the question before me, of course, changed the ball completely. Now I'm interested in that. So like squirrel. So I guess I want to take a hard line on the opposite end to what Kevin was saying, and sort of with the place of love, which is there is no way to train ethically trained models. That's bullshit. Everyone who owns data, stock, what's the company with the stock photos? Shutterstock, all these companies are going around fucking like, oh yeah, we got the ethically trained models. You know what they're doing? They're saying all the photographers that ever uploaded photos to our platform, we have the license, go pound sand these photos we own. So that is not ethically trained fucking models. That's them saying, we got you by the balls again to January, That's what I was saying about DeepSeek and so on. And so there is no ethically trained models in that sense. I think in my personal view, you have to give up the idea of IP and trademark and all this other stuff to ever enter the true age of AI. If you're gonna try and attach to the micro remuneration idea of, it's not gonna work. There is no latent space true connection. We can parse, we can have, sparse autoencoders to try and figure out what's being, hit, but that's all bullshit. So I just feel like that's not the place. I think we have to truly say this is the next step or another step in a different medium of filming. It was a breath of fresh air. My question was going to be like, how much of you guys do, you keep saying, I ask the model, I beg the model, it generates. I don't feel that's true. I feel like you're most of it is like, here's the character, control net. Here's the, lighting control net. I feel like that's what you guys are doing because the consistency that I'm seeing seems much beyond the begging the model, right? And they're still begging the model involved. So that's my question.
No, actually, it's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of both. I think we're at a time where there's a lot of forks to be made. I think both are correct right now. We're in like that wobbly quantum theoretical space of both can be true right now, and we have to see what resolves, right? Because I'm certainly hearing conversations from major stakeholders on the other part as well. So it's deeply interesting. And, you know, in terms of like, you can put in references, and it's more the models are just getting better at coherency that is giving us consistency now. From a prompt even. Like a lot of my stuff I'm not using reference images for right now. It's pure just like consistency of prompting, and Claude is really helping me with that. And the model just like keeps that in context with like whichever like job that you're doing now. That's where the consistency is coming from. So it's kind of like, yeah, it's like, okay, I'm going to keep going. And okay, it's still consistent. Okay. Oh, now my fox is a child. Like, come on. We had 300 generations and 301, the fox is a child. Thank you very much, you know? So it's like, it's just still weird at the moment.
You've both given an amazing first ever AI film festival and answered a Kush question on point. So good job, Kevin. For
trial by fire. Thank you so much, everybody. We're hoping to have a branch off monthly meetup of this. So if you love the spirit of this, you know, this is a big version of this, but there's more to come on that. So thank you for such an outstanding and welcoming first attempt at this, y'all.
And for hanging around till the end. Thank you very much. Can I have 5 more minutes, please? It's okay? 5 more? All right. I got a couple things I want to share with you. So, community announcement time. Matthew, you can come hang right here, but there was someone else who I really wanted to talk tonight during community announcements. You know who you are. Karu, that's who it was. Karu. Come hang out with me as well, please. Yeah, come on up, guys. So this is a free-flowing section. There's probably a couple of you I've forgotten about already. Vancouver AI became BC AI, kind of partially because of this guy. He was like, let's take the spirit of what you got going on and bring it out to Surrey. And now we're 8 months into running that thing.
I'm gonna let you start it off. It's a little scary up here with all these people.
Yeah, it's kind of nerve-wracking out here. I'm just kidding. I'm Itamar. This is Matthew. We co-host Surrey AI networking events. Something some people don't know, though, is that we actually need to be in tip-top shape. You know, look as good as possible to actually run these kinds of events, right? Right? I mean, you guys know what I'm talking about. For that, we actually haven't had a haircut in like 6 months, so that's the secret. But we do daily push-ups, you know, keep our body toned. Have you done your daily push-ups? No? Okay, he's gonna start doing them while I talk to you guys a little bit about Surrey AI. So kind of what we aim for is a community-based kind of networking event where you kind of come together, we have debates, whoa, you have not been doing your daily push-ups. But we have debates, circle talks. We really try building together like a fostered sense of community there. But yeah, you have not been doing your push-ups.
Did you do your push-ups?
No.
Get down quickly, do your push-ups. We host our events. We host our events in Surrey because it is a little far to come all the way from Maple Ridge to Vancouver. Like 80% of you guys were so late to the event. Like, this is so embarrassing. Like, you guys were probably the worst in school. So anyhow, come out to our event. Come talk to us. Come out. Talk to me. We have a secret discount code for those people that are here.
Thank you guys, man. In like 2 minutes, you're gonna see an opportunity to donate to the youth of our community, and that's what we're talking about right there. Prajwal, Itamar, Matthew Schwartzman, man, they hold us up. Thank you guys. Thanks for representing out there in Surrey. I really respect what you're doing. Matthew, thank you for the walkthrough video today of the new venue, man. I approve, bro. Karu. So this is our friend from ByteDance. He's the guy that flew in from Tokyo 2 months in a row to come to this event. This guy's like a that job that you want, but you don't really want, like a product manager for a major AI company at one of the biggest companies in the world. This guy has it. And he doesn't really know what I'm putting him into here tonight, but he joined our BC AI membership as like corporate partner, brought like 5 people in. We're working on like a hackathon idea for the spring probably at this point. But bro, just introduce yourself to people.
Okay. I'll definitely make it short. I just want to thank you, Chris, and the BCAI community, and I really am honored to be here. The reason why I chose this community is basically when I was brought to the United States, and I'm actually totally Japanese, but I was brought to the States and seeing the atmosphere in the United States versus Canada. Canada is like a wonderful location that I have never been. And I found out, really, this is really not a melting pot. It's like each individual cultures still exists, right? But that's one of the key points that I kind of felt. And I love this country, really, I do. And what I really wanted to do is that there were a lot of concerns about AI, good things about AI. Well, when we kind of look about when we started from internet, right? Everybody started to use that. They did not have any constraints or like a doubt of using that. But I do think that everybody's just worried about their IP, personal information. It's still the internet was the same thing. That I see that. And I am in a Chinese company, but it's a Singapore entity that I am located and working in. This is true. And then what happens is that everybody thinks about, okay, ByteDance, TikTok, right? Everybody thinks about that. So what's going to happen, right? But we actually been really secure on, protecting the data that's not going to be shared on our models. But the other models that exist right now, you have to disable it, or else they're going to just keep on, learning the models in it. So there's a lot of things that I could just go deep dive on. But why I'm here today is that I will be able to help out whatever the things that you have concerns or the things that you want to do, because it's about controlling AI. It's not about using it. It's just about controlling it. It's about you. If you have money, if you control your money, you will definitely have a great life. If you lose confidence of your, money, then you'll have a bad situation in your entire life. So that's one of the things I feel about AI. It's about you control it, then you will definitely have a successful situation in your life. And I do think about the IP stuff, but the IP stuff, I do think that there's other community globally that I've been talking to, even the film industries, and also like in each individual photos, all these kind of stuff. And I do think that those might be protected halfway, but some things that has to be released, and I see that already happening globally. So if I could be able to talk to everyone, I know everyone's here, but will be open to talk to about anything that you want about global, China, Japan, anything. So I'm really gonna be participating a lot more, and I love everyone here, and especially Chris and all these people in this community. Zaro. Yep. Yeah. Thank you.
Kaoru, no, please don't run away. Thank you for being here. Our community represents a lot of different interests. Thank you for coming and bringing the immigrant interest from UBC tonight. Thank you for speaking your language, introducing yourself. Thank you for flying from Tokyo to be here tonight. Thank you for you all to buy tickets and like just show up and be like, I'm not sure what's gonna happen, but I want to be there. This is what's gonna happen. I appreciate you being here. We're gonna do some crazy video, photo, generative hackathon stuff together in the short term. So thank you. And thank you all for trusting me to bring in corporate folks like these guys, mix them up with all our renegades, and really just kind of like bring it over the line, So thank you very much, Kaoru.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Okay, we're in the home stretch. I just need you, Wizard. Who's been to one of these Education Plus AI events? Maya, Arnold? So these things that we're doing here tonight are fun. They're energizing, but the real work happens in small groups. And so we've got a few of them happening. This is one at Ethos Labs. You heard me give Prajwal props for wearing the Ethos shirt earlier. We're doing an Educators in AI third meetup very soon. Up next, sir. Loki, I skipped you in community announcements. Are you still here? Oh my God. Who wants to speak for Loki? David?
Thanks, Chris. Mind, AI, and Consciousness. We're a bunch of eclectic folks who like to talk about the human side of AI. In other words, what's it like to be conscious? We've been wrestling with these ideas for 2,000 years, and we have new tools in the form of computer AI to help us maybe probe or understand some of these phenomena. That's what this group does. We have a topic once a month. We read, we meet, we talk, and it's a great lot of fun. We have a lot of people in the audience already here, so I hope we see some more.
Hang out for 1 second. So David built the BC AI website that a lot of you guys became members on, and he's building this other thank you. And he's building this other Mind, AI, and Consciousness website that like synchronizes our different group chats with the deep discussion.
No, you have a name for it.
Oh, D'Artagnan. He's building an AI agent that's trained on all these private group chats we've been having inside the Mind, AI, and Consciousness group. And it's quite amazing because if you join the group lately, you could just be like, hey, what are we talking about? What's going on? What does David think about whatever? What's the consensus on these things? So, bro, I can't wait to see the results of your experimentation. And thank you for being a part of all this.
Yeah, thanks, Chris.
What's the URL? mac.bc-ai.ca? Yeah. So this is the softest launch of all time. But if you want a sneak preview of what we got going on, mac.bc-ai.ca. That's what Dave is cooking. Surrey guys just came up. We got a meetup happening in Surrey very soon at the Legion. They're fucking amazing. This is where we are. We're done. 22 months in a row. This is the next month. I hope to see you guys all back. That's the fucking sign up form. If anyone, you want a cheap seat, that's the way to get it right there. Okay, so out of this whole community has sprung a nonprofit. Many of you guys are members of it. I'd like for the rest of you to join. Between now and when I show you how to join, if you like Matthew or Itamar or the youthful thing we got going on here, we give scholarships all the time. People come here for free. They go to meetups for free. Hackathons, we sponsored Ubdav. I wish I could. Ubdav, are you here? Ubdav has won 5 hackathons in the last 2 months, including a couple that we've sent him to recently. He's fucking crushing the scene. He's getting flown to France because of the last hackathon win that we sent him to represent Canadian oceans internationally. Good job, Ubdav. This is the thing. I'm going to say goodnight to you guys, but I'd love for those of you who are not a part of this whole situation to join up. Costs $240 for the year. Means you're a part of this community. There's a bunch of perks. I'll tell you about them another time, but really it's being a part of this whole vibe and crew. So thank you. There's donuts in the lobby. We've got like an hour left before we got to go. Scott Larson, you got anything else you want to yell into the microphone? Vancouver AI, over and out. Thank you very much for being here, guys.
Words of the weather, we stick together. I'm telling you from the start, I can't